Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Georgia Tech postgame press conference following tonight's win over Duke. We'll go ahead and get started here with head coach Jeff Collins. Coach, if you could, start with a opening statement before we open it up for questions.
Yeah, that was fun. 28 days of not playing football and getting to play in that kind of environment. Our crowd was awesome tonight. Great positive energy to our guys. Guys flew around, had some mistakes here and there, but I just thought they battled. They stayed together. They competed offense, defense, special teams as one. Complementary football. If something bad happened on one side of the ball, the other side of the ball just tried to make up for it. That's a really good positive sign for the organization. We had some guys go down. We had a bunch of, especially on special teams, and a bunch of guys just stepped up and contributed at a high level. And attribute that to the coaches getting them reps during practice, making a big emphasis in our special team circuit drills, just to try to accelerate a lot of those guys, young guys' development. And obviously it paid off them getting on the field tonight. I just got word that my 4-year-old is still up, so I need to get through this and let you talk to the players because they're the ones that did it. Just really proud of the energy, the effort, and the way they competed and the way they battled and the way they stayed together. It was a really good deal. So, questions?
All right, questions for Coach Collins. If you could, please use the raise hand function in Zoom. If you have a question, we'll call on people individually, beginning with Daniel Shirley from The Athletic.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Jeff, can you talk about the offensive line and their performance and just opening up the holes the way they did tonight?
Yeah, I just think, the job that Brent Key has done, developing, recruiting, building that offensive line into a really, really good unit. Their demeanor, their attitude, the way they play together. Charlie Clark got out there and battled. He's a guy that hadn't gotten a lot of burn throughout his career. I thought he did some really nice things out there tonight. Obviously, Jordan Williams, stepped in as a true freshman again and did some good things. But the leadership from Ryan Johnson, Jack DeFore, Zach Quinney, Kenny Cooper was out there battling, and you're just really proud of that unit.
Next question comes from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Jeff. I was just curious, you had Coach Padnote on the sideline. And kind of what was that? Was that to maybe help Jeff out a little bit and help get the plays in a little bit?
Yeah, it was good. It's something we've discussed throughout the year, and then that 4-week period in between. So we thought it was a good deal. Obviously, it paid off for us tonight, and it was really good. And Dave was even able to see some things, even from the field, and a feel and a flow of the game. And I thought he called a heck of a game. Some of the things that he would just let our offense line up and that he would call based on the look, and got some explosives. Obviously, credit to our players. They blocked, they ran the ball, they protected. But I think Dave did a really nice job tonight.
Next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Jeff. The run defense looked better today. What did you see out of that group?
Yeah, and they were doing some different things. I talked about all week that they've got a very nice complementary scheme and give you some things that you maybe haven't prepared for, and they can attack you in different ways out of the different formations. But I thought once we got a handle of the things that they were trying to do to us, the adjustments with Coach Thacker and the defensive staff, and the guys just playing really, really hard. We were rotating in. I bet when we look back at the tape tomorrow, I bet there's probably 7 to 8 defensive ends that were just rolling through the game, staying fresh, giving relentless pressure, and just proud of that group. And being able to stop the run without having to blitz all the time was really nice tonight. So just hats off to the defensive line coaches and Coach Thack.
Another question from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, this time from Bailey Johnson.
Hey,
Jeff.
Hey.
Just wondering what you can say about Jameer Gibbs' performance in the first half, and also secondly, if you have an update on his status.
Yeah, I thought he was, playing at a really high level. 6 carries for over 90 yards. 4 catches for almost 50 yards. I mean, he's a really good player. And, I think the added layer that he can give you catching the ball out of the backfield is a differentiating factor in this day and age of college football. But I want to talk about J.P. Mason, too. Just ran physical, ran tough. This might have been the first game that he was fully healthy, and you just saw how what did he have? He had 114 yards rushing, and just really proud of his physicality, his toughness, the demeanor he brings to this team. And then you've got Dante Smith. How many touchdowns did Dante Smith have? Dante Smith had 2 touchdowns, was out there covering every single kickoff and kickoff return. I mean, just that group, the way, again, Coach Choice has – I'm cramping, by the way. Coach Choice has built that room, has built that group, and just their demeanor, their attitude, all those things, just the way they approach the game, the way they approach practice every day. It's a special group.
Question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jeff. It looks like your young defensive linemen are really starting to gain a lot.
Yep.
Gain a lot of confidence out there. I guess you must feel pretty good about the future of that defensive line.
Yeah, and I think hats off to Antonius Clayton and Antoine Owens and Jamin Brooks, just the way they set a standard for that group. They've had to learn it themselves, what our standard is, what our performance is, our preparation habits, the way we practice, the demeanor that we're supposed to have. And then you have those young guys that have great length, great speed, great athleticism, being poured in the right stuff to them. Just really excited about that. There was a time in the fourth quarter, and I'm standing there talking to the defensive line. I pulled them over, and there's 11 to 12 of them standing right there. All of them are getting burned, and I was just really excited about how they were playing, the look in their eye, the way they were complimenting each other, the way they were rolling in and keeping each other fresh so they could play really hard. All the things that we've talked about since we've gotten here, the ATL philosophy. If you earn playing time, you're going to get burned and you're going to see the field. And you see that group embracing it, not being selfish, not worrying about their snaps and their touches, just my time to go. I get in there and I ball out, and just really excited about the present of that group and also the future of that group.
Question from Charles Odom from the Associated Press.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, can you say anything about Presley Harvin? We saw him on the sideline, but obviously you held him out.
Yeah, Presley is one of the top punters in America. He is a great player. He can flip the field, but he wasn't 100% tonight. And so we went with Austin Kent. And Austin, I think only had 3 punts, but he averaged 41.3 yards average, had a long of 51. And he was the kickoff guy too. I think having to do both roles, I think I did him a disservice by having him be the punter and having him be the kickoff guy, because as the game went on, there's some kickoffs that obviously he would like to have back because they were pushed to the middle or whatever. But I thought under the situation that Austin Kent was placed, and the way he went out there and battled, he just has an infectious personality. He loves this team. He loves being a part of it and contributing, and he played his role at a very high level tonight, and just really proud of him. But Presley Harvin, will continue to get him rehab throughout the weekend. He's one of the best players in college football, and just glad he's on our team.
Question from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Coach, big win tonight. Congrats. I was going to ask, 56 points is a new high watermark for you during your tenure at Georgia Tech. Do you take special pride in that?
Yeah, I take pride in the way the guys played, their demeanor, the way they stayed together, the energy, the attitude, the fight, the competitiveness. That's the thing that I take pride in. The results are going to happen. The scoreboard is going to be what the scoreboard is going to be. You've got to do those things first. You got to prepare at a high level. You have to practice at a high level. You have to have the proper demeanor all the way through the preparation, all the way until kickoff. And then when the game time comes, all the things that you work for during the week are a cumulative reflection of the work that you've put in. Really proud of the work that these guys have put in under unprecedented circumstances. Being off 28 days in the month of November is never happened in college football, but those dudes handled it the right way, had the right demeanor, had the right preparation, stayed together, and went out there and battled and won an ACC football game. I think it's more than we won last year. And so just really proud of them and just excited to go back to work with them tomorrow.
Okay, we have time for a couple more for Coach Collins. We'll start with one from Kelly Quinlan. We'll wrap up with one from Ken Segura. Kelly?
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Jeff. I thought David Curry and Tariq Carpenter in particular played their best games of the year. And Tariq is a guy who had some struggles, and David was struggling a little bit. Do you think getting to reset and having that time off allowed them to kind of get back to their natural selves and just kind of cut it loose?
So how were they struggling?
I thought Tariq was struggling physically. He said he was to start the season, and David had also said he wasn't playing up to his level prior to the last couple games. So I was just curious what you thought of their play tonight.
The way that those two played, the demeanor that they have, how they approach coming into this building every single day, really proud of them. David Curry is having to play on punt team. He's having to fly down on our punt block team, playing almost every snap at Mike linebacker. Tariq Carpenter is doing a lot of things for us at safety. He plays the dime for us. There's a lot on his plate. And just the presence that they have on the game and the experience that they have, just proud of both of them. I'm lucky every single day to coach them. Excited to get back to work with them tomorrow. Highlight the positive things, point out the negative things that I see that they need to work on and improve on, and excited for them to take coaching like they do every single day. They're exemplary members of this football program, and I couldn't be more proud of both of them.
Last question from Ken Segura.
Again.
Hey, I know how much, situational football is important to you. Obviously, you had Nate's catch inside the punt, taking the punt, and then
Yep.
Dante's catching the kickoff. Like, how do you address those things, and what do you kind of?
Yes, absolutely. So it's part of our process. It is every single Thursday. For the last year and a half that we've been here, every single Thursday, Tashard Choice, Kerry Dixon, take all of our returners, and we practice all of the specialized returns. What to do when the ball is within a yard out of bounds, what to do when the ball is close to going into the end zone, what to do when it's being punted inside the 10-yard line, all of those things. We do it every single Thursday. Sometimes young men get in the heat of battle. Some of them are true freshmen and are put in situations, and some bad things might happen. I am so proud of them, so proud of Nate, so proud of Dante. Dante made the right decision. He was just this far off, his foot being down and fielding the ball, and I thought it was a big-time play for him. I just wish he had gotten it down a little bit sooner. But, Ken, that is part of our process every single Thursday. So we will continue to work our process, even with new guys, even with true freshmen, and then just understand, sometimes in college football games, we got to learn to rely on our training, cumulative effects of all of those situations. But it's something we work every Thursday, Ken.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much. We'll get the student athletes here momentarily for everyone.